field planting soybeans. I guess I could have come back yesterday afternoon after that rain and finished planting this farm, but I got too involved at what I was doing at the hardware store. By the time I left there, it was about 3 o'clock, and we hadn't had that much more rain from the time that I had left the field yesterday. But I just said, screw it. It's a holiday. It's adult beverage time. Well, it wasn't time then, but I was going to make it time. So I just headed home and kicked my feet up and had an adult beverage. So we're back at it today. I'll finish this farm in a couple more hours. We'll move to the next farm. And hopefully by tomorrow afternoon, I can finish planting my full season soybeans. That's the game plan if all goes well. But it doesn't always go well. Sexy Rooster is texting me today with some great stock tips. Yeah, NVIDIA. Sexy Rooster says NVIDIA is the stock to invest in. Hold on, let me turn around and we'll talk more about this. All right, hopefully you get this stock tip in time. So Sexy Rooster is in the investment club that I am in. I have been in this investment club for 32 years, I guess. Sexy Rooster joined last year or the year before, I think. So he's getting a little bit of education about investing in the stock market, or maybe I'm getting an education from him, I don't know. Our club decided to sell all of our Intel stock about 4 months ago, and we bought NVIDIA stock. He was just showing me a graph. NVIDIA in the last 5 years has returned 3,000%. Well, just in the 4 months that the club has owned it, the stock has, I think it's almost doubled in value. I think our initial purchase was between $500 and $600 a share. It is now over $1,000 a share. The stock is about to split 10 for 1. So Sexy Rooster is saying, the articles that he's reading, the research he's doing is saying, buy the stock now before it splits. I think it's going to split on June 10th, but they're saying buy it now. The norm is when a stock splits, it's usually about a month after that split that it doesn't do so well. Sometimes it'll drop a little bit in value even after the split. So he told me that he'll buy it before the split. I can buy it after the split, and we'll see which one is right. He said it's a foolproof plan. I asked him for which fool. He said both of us. Generac, I think, is one that he just bought into as well. Newmont. I just bought into Newmont. It has something to do with gold mines, and wouldn't you know it, the day after I bought it or 2 days after I bought it, it dropped down in value. So I guess the stock advice here is when I buy something, you sell it. I think I bought Newmont at $44 a share. I think it's 42 and some change today that it's trading at. Yeah, we'll see. I've got some winners, I've got some losers. Brandon, President Brandon, he sure hasn't helped us in the stock market any at all. I was doing some research a couple days, no, actually it was 2 weeks ago, comparing the stock market for the 3 years that Biden has been in office compared to Trump's time in office at this point in time of his presidency. The returns were within a point of each other, maybe even a half a point. I think annualized return for Biden is about 15%, and Trump at this point in his presidency was about the same thing. But if you remember, this would have been the time that COVID started for Trump's term in presidency. So this is May. COVID started in March. We had that huge sell-off in the stock market that week of March. I think it was March 15th or March 20th, somewhere in that ballpark. Even with that sell-off, and 2 months later, Trump's annualized return for the stock market was still at 15% for the 3 years and 4 months he was in office. But what you have to do, so even though, and Biden has only gotten his returns in the last couple of months. Everybody was cheering on the stock market when we hit 40,000 points. Well, you have to take into consideration inflation under Biden. So if you take that into consideration, well, Trump has blown him out of the water, because then your 15% return is probably down to about 5%, or maybe even, depending on the numbers that you look at as far as inflation goes. So yeah, you're no better off. Actually, you're worse off today than you were 3.5 years ago. There was another article I read talking about the overall net worth of families, Trump versus Biden. And I think during Trump's presidency, adjusting for inflation, I think people's household net worth increased by 16%. I would have to look at this article again to make sure I have my numbers right. 16%. So far under Biden's presidency, I don't think it's been 1%. Maybe 0.5% is all net worth has increased under Biden's presidency. So huge differences. I need me some Trump back in office in order to increase my portfolio so I can retire real soon. So yeah, this 40,000 Dow Jones Industrial Average price is, you're not where you think you are with your portfolio. So stock picks for today: Nvidia, Newmont, and Generac. Newell. Oh my goodness, Newell. Sexy Rooster and I have both bet the farm on Newell. At this point, the bank is probably going to repossess the farm. But there's hope. I think Newell is coming back, and Newell is gonna show us something here. We keep crossing our fingers. All the reports and all the prospects over the next couple of years say yes, Newell is going to hit that $25 mark. Right now it's at $7.50 a share, thereabouts, I think. So we'll see. Hey, Diego. I think that's the name of it, Diego. It's a liquor company that sells different brands of liquor. So I figured I would stop drinking. Instead of buying the actual alcohol, I would buy the stock instead. Well, yes, of course, I buy the stock, and now the stock has dropped in price. So I'm only losing a couple dollars a share at this moment. I think it was at 144, 145 when I bought it. I think it's at 142 now. So I've had to continue buying the adult beverages as well in order to prop the stock price up. I'm gonna win one way or the other. I'm determined to. Okay, that is Farmer MD and Sexy Rooster's stock picks for the week of May. What is today? May 28th, 2024. He and I should do some kind of podcast on this. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Okay. Why didn't you tell me? I forgot to let the drill down. Here I'm running my mouth and I get down the field and the drill isn't even in the ground. So now I've got to back up and start over again. That's what you get for thinking about retirement and how you're going to make your millions in the stock market. Okay, let me turn the camera off and get this baby back in the ground so we can plant soybeans. I won't finish tomorrow evening if I keep making these mistakes. I think I'm almost empty, but I'm switching soybean variety, so I have to get it down as low as possible. And I think I can make one more pass, or one more round. 2 passes, 1 round. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm getting tired of jumping on here and spreading them out, so I think I'm just gonna put the new ones on top of these. Alright, that should be enough to finish this farm. I don't want to fill it. I've only got about 15 acres here left to plant. This field here, another 6, 7 in it, and then the field over there is another 6 or 7. And then I've got to move it, so I don't like a lot of weight in here when I'm moving this drill down the road. Okay, I am switching from a group 3.9 to a group 4.4. And this is a different size seed, so I'm going to have to readjust. I'm at 2,570 seeds per pound, right there above my finger. I was at 3,000 seeds per pound. I'm shooting for 140,000 seeds per acre. And on the first variety, no, not these, the first variety, I think I put out there about a 136, 137. I've got to do the final math, but I didn't quite hit 140. As I said, this is a controlled spill is all we can hope for. So I've got I'm on slow speed. I was at 3,000, now I'm at 26, and I want how many pounds is this? This is 54.5 pounds, so I'm on about 55 pounds out here, and I'm almost at 2,600 seeds per pound. I want 55, so I need 13.5 on my space, or on my opening, and I'm at 12, so let me get something to adjust that. There we go. Okay. So as I am finishing up this field, making the last pass, the neighbor over here put up his Trump sign. Oh yeah. We've got some great neighbors around here in this neighborhood. I am putting the final touches on this field before I plant it. We ran the mulcher over it a couple days ago, and since we're close to home, I'm going to go ahead and run this field cultivator over it just to give it that final level touch. I have a busted hose. That's not good. This one right here. Yep, see, it blew up on the tractor. Well, I just can't fold the wings up. That's the hose for folding these wings up. But I've got that field done. I've got about 5 acres over on the other farm there. But I guess I'm gonna have to get a new hose first before I can go over there. Oh boy. I may have one on the shelf, so I'll go look. Otherwise, I guess I will stop at my hydraulic hose repair place on my way to the farm in the morning, because it is after 5 o'clock now. Well, I had a hose on the shelf, so I'm back in business, I believe, unless I need to add some hydraulic fluid. I don't think I lost a whole lot, but let me go over here and look. Oh no, we're where we need to be. We are up to the bottom line there, so see, right there, as long as it's in between those 2 lines, we're good. Okay, I think I am wrapping this video up, and I'm gonna say, see ya! See ya!